I hope that we also know that when we come to meditation, it's not just about practice mindfulness, which I've always been emphasizing on. It's not about processing our emotions. It's not about trying to figure anything out other than figuring out that you can be awake, that you can be enlightened, that you can choose not to live with ignorance. You can choose not to live with resentment, stress, anxiety, and so forth, because those are just impermanent, transient mental states. So when we observe our breath, or we observe a mantra, or visualize something, it is to remind ourselves of that wakeful state that we have, that we are coming into ourselves. And what does coming into ourselves means? It means that we are withdrawing from the sensual world. That's why we keep our eyes closed during meditation, to remind ourselves that we're setting everything aside, putting everything away, because everything is transient. They come, they go, they're all subject to change. And then you are that person that is sitting here, reminding yourself that sometimes you may be caught up in the world, in the fast-paced world. You may be caught up in projects. You may be caught up in setbacks. You may be caught up in expectations. But yet, those are things that we can't hold on to. Those are things that don't last forever. And in fact, our lifetime here, it's very limited. So we practice to have that kind of awakening, the kind of understanding that when we withdraw from our senses, we come back into ourselves. So we can see the in-breath as waking up, right? You take in the breath, it's a chance at life, isn't it? Oxygen is coming in. And you can take the out-breath as a reminder to just let go of things that's not within our control. And also to let go of trying to figure anything out. Because it's not just to let your mind rest, but it's just for you to be awake. And to awaken to what? Simply to awaken to the fact that we don't have to hold on to so many things. We don't have to dwell in things, and we can come back. And whatever the nature of reality is, whatever the absolute truth is, whatever enlightenment is, doesn't matter. Just know that it's not what is being concocted in your mind right now. It's not part of your mental processes. And we just put it aside. Just notice what is in your mind. Just know that you can let it go. It is a practice of renouncing those attachments. It's a practice of not dwelling into those things, those projects, into those thoughts. Because very often, it is the mind that stands in the way of us seeing the truth. It's also the mind that experiences suffering. It's also the mind that experiences happiness, all these transient states. So we can come back, just keep coming back, and just learn to be quiet, learn to be silent, we learn to be still. Why do I use the word learn? Because we are not supposed to try to achieve the stillness, the quietness, and the silence. We're just learning to come back and just learning to be still, learning not to be stirred, not to be disturbed, and just be here. And to simply take deep breaths in and out, the in-breath reminding you that you are stepping back in, and the out-breath reminding yourself that you're simply letting things go, letting go of your grasping, and just that. And what is it going to bring you? It doesn't matter, right? We don't think so much about that because that is just another thought pattern, another thought process. That's just the future again. Just come back in and just be there. You see, it's very important because whatever decisions you make in life, whatever you do in life, it comes from a place of power from within ourselves. And when we live externally all the time, and even when we live in our minds, that is also living externally because whatever is in the mind, they are just mental objects, then we are being pulled away from our inner core, where all the wisdom, the understanding, the stability, the stillness, the clarity, the awareness is. And that is why we meditate, to come back as a reminder to ourselves that we can let the world go. Everything, every perception, every view, just put it aside and learn to be wakeful. Wakeful that you can't grasp on anything, wakeful that you have to step back in to yourself. That it's time to live inwardly and not be asleep, but to wake up and be silent.